2000 Today is presented in part by Via Rail Canada. Quality service, pride, integrity. Just some of the things reflected in the faces of our dedicated employees from coast to coast. Traveling by train is the truly civilized way to do business. Fine-tune an important presentation. Stay in touch with the office. Or relax and restore your soul. For those who value their time, there's only one way to arrive. Ready for business.
And here are last night's $12 million winning numbers. 9, 15, 18, 27, 31. If you've got that ticket, be sure to hang on to it.
Grand Am, built for drivers.
They are Olympic and world champions, strutting their stuff at North America's premier annual skating extravaganza. Always a favorite with CBC television audiences, Chrysler Stars on Ice, Sunday, January 9th. It's doubleheader hockey at 6:30 Eastern. It's Labatt Saturday night. The Leafs rock the new millennium as they face off with the Sabres. Then Edmonton goes head-to-head with Phoenix. The one and only Hockey Night in Canada on CBC Saturday.
I tend to think in longer terms. I would make a time capsule to last several thousand years, not a few hundred. What would I put in it? I'm not interested in the rich and famous or the kings and queens, but on the lives of ordinary people. So I would put in the lifetime accumulation of one ordinary person.
I do a lot of genealogical research, so I'd like to include some photographs and papers and old maps and articles like watches and things like that that I've collected from my family over the years.
This is Bala in cottage country north of Toronto, and this is Blue Rodeo live.
And I paid for just my carelessness. All my life is falling apart. I gotta walk away. All right, I wanted to know. I went down hard and I got up slow, but I'm on my feet again. And I'm begging you to let me in. Begging you to let me
Ontario.
They're playing at the Key to Bala, which is a big hot spot in the summer for when you're up in cottage country. And this was the first time that Jim Cuddy and the guys have played it in the winter. and it's not very well heated. So they were hoping that the warmth of the bodies was going to get them through this evening. But it's really nice to see that Jim Cuddy actually arrived, because he was doing a double gig tonight. As you know, he had a really successful solo album out in the last year, and he was playing in Barrie, Ontario tonight, and then he had to drive the hour and a half up to Bala. So it's very nice to see him on stage there.
And a typical, as we were saying, Canadian story. The rock singer drives himself from one concert to another same night. Let's go even further north in Ontario to Sault Ste. Marie. Raj Alawal is standing by. Raj?
Hi, Peter. No big name musical act here. Peter, no big musical act here, but they are celebrating an important part of culture, drinking. This is Sault Ste. Marie's newest bar, and they're ushering in the new millennium of the first big event, the hottest ticket in town. Now, as you know, Peter, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, is a border community like many communities across the country, and Sault, Michigan's just a few minutes away, and that means cross-border celebration over here.
I don't know, Raj. I don't think this is going to work. You're having such a good time there at such a party, we can barely hear you. But I think we're getting the message that they're partying in Sault Ste. Marie, and they're enjoying every minute of it. We'll try and get back to you. We're going to have to get that mic real close if we're going to be able to hear you. Sorry about that. Let's try Jennifer Gates. She's in Windsor. Jennifer?
Hi, Peter. Hi, Lori. We're having a fantastic time down here on the waterfront in Windsor. Yeah. First time ever, everybody's come together on the waterfront. We're giving everybody a run for their money. Detroit is watching us. We're going to see a fabulous fireworks display just after midnight. Right now, we've got some great local entertainment on stage behind us. Lots of friends of all ages down here. Is everybody having a good time? Yeah! It's packed down here. Several thousand people coming together. I don't think anybody here can imagine a better way to celebrate New Year's in this city.
All right, Jennifer, thanks very much. 22 minutes to go there in Windsor and the rest of central Canada before midnight strikes and the year 2000 arrives. From Windsor, let's go up to the nation's capital in Ottawa. Wayne Rostad, tell us what's happening there, Wayne.
Well, Peter, we are standing here in a group of 50,000 people that have gathered on Parliament Hill. Now, the tower is dark at this moment in anticipation of the great fireworks that are going to happen at 12 midnight. And of course, those two parachute people from Trenton are going to be scaling the Peace Tower, and that's going to be something that is going to definitely put people on the edge of their seats to see that. So, are we having a good time, everybody? Well, Peter, we are just 21 minutes away, and Ottawa is ready.
I'll say, you're ready, Wayne, and we're looking forward to getting back to you. You're right, 21 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go until we see the Tragically Hip performing in downtown Toronto. The rest of the world will be joining in our broadcast for that one to catch the hip. Right now, we're going, where are we going now? We're going to Bala.
Let's go back to see Blue Rodeo.
Yeah, Adrian Arsenault with Blue Rodeo behind her. That looks like fun up there tonight.
It's an awful lot of fun, and you know, Lori was worried about it being cold. It's not cold in here. It's in fact a little steamy. But you know, I'm amazed you can see us because it's been so loud in here. It's interfered with our cameras. So that's how much of a good time we're having up here.
All right, Adrian Arsenault reporting to us from Bala, key to Bala, where Blue Rodeo has been performing tonight. We saw them a little earlier, and we'll try and get back to them and see them a little later. We want to set up the Tragically Hip because this is a historic moment, actually. The biggest touring band ever in the history of Canada, and we've never seen them live at a concert before. They've never gone for a live television performance, so that's quite something.
I've only remember seeing a little bit of them from Australia during a Junos Award in the show, and that was the only thing I can remember seeing. It is really great, and it's really fitting that the Tragically Hip is the band that's going to be going out to the world, because if there's one Canadian band who has never compromised anything about their lyrical content in their song to make it more accessible to somebody in another country, you know, that bigger one closer to us, they have never done it. So well, I don't know whether they're going to sing perhaps Bob Cajun for the world or what they're going to sing. It'll be great to see.
You know, they are, as I was saying, the most successful touring band in the history of Canada. They've sold, what, about 8 million records. Every album they've done has gone double platinum.
Right.
What exactly does that mean?
It means that they've sold more records than anybody. And they're consistent, and it didn't even matter, like even during the recession in the 80s, it didn't matter. that they're one of the only bands still out on the road and consistently selling out concerts. They were the only band that could do that. And I think that, bottom line, they think of the live performance as that is what they do. The albums are something different. So for years they didn't even make videos for a while. It's the live performance. They've created a situation that they know that their fans are coming and they're going to see something spontaneous. Gord Downie doesn't remember all the lyrics all the time. And so shows and songs tend to change drastically. And I tried to find out what he was saying. Well, what are you going to do at the Air Canada Centre at midnight? And in his typical fashion, he said, well, we're going to drop the bomb. So I don't know what exactly that means, but maybe we'll get a little hint of that.
Well, where they're letting us look in twice during this concert. One is coming up in about 30 seconds time, and we'll be switching to the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. And then once again, right after midnight, so we'll get a chance to see what he did. These concerts sold out in 22 minutes over the various ways they sell tickets to concerts now, mainly over the phone, no lineups for a hip concert. It just happens that fast. The tickets are gone, and they were sold out months ago. 2 nights in a row, tonight and tomorrow night, at the Air Canada Centre. So let's get ready for it. The Tragically Hip, Canada's most popular rock band and most popular live entertainment band, performing tonight in Toronto. They're giving us a countdown to this one. Once again, the rest of the world will see this, for Tragically Hip, performing tonight in Toronto. Tragically Hip at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, a classic hip performance.
Classic hip. He's saying on one hand, he's saying, don't tell me what the poets are doing. And on the other hand, he's writing the most poetic lyrics in Canadian rock around. That's Gord Downie all wrapped up.
I got to tell you quickly my Gord Downie story. I golfed with him once. He's a great golfer. He's like a scratch golfer.
You're ruining his reputation by saying he golfs.
I know.
You know that.
He probably won't forgive me for this, but we were golfing once. It was pouring rain. It turned into a thunderstorm. You're supposed to go back to the clubhouse. We hit under a tree. Lightning struck, hit the tree. Now, no, there was no damage, but at the moment the lightning hit the tree, all I could think of is, my daughters are going to be so proud of me. They'll miss me, but I was with Gord Downie when it happened. It tragically
Peter, the rest of the country is thinking Peter Mansbridge doesn't know enough not to stand under a tree in a lightning storm.
No, I was mesmerized by Gord's golf. Let's go to Windsor, Ontario, where Jennifer Gates is standing by once again, getting ready for the Macaulays who are performing in Windsor.
I don't think actually, Peter, that anybody is standing by. We're all dancing like crazy. We've got Macaulay behind us on stage, and we're all getting pumped up for the strike of midnight. I think we hear that over and over and over all night long. It's the cheer for 2000, and here it's just as loud as ever. We're having a great time, and everybody's getting hot, shouting, dancing to music. Here you see all the thousands of people who've come together on the waterfront to watch Macaulay have a great time, get us pumped up for 2000. And some of my friends here have replaced their winter toques with 2000 tiaras. Here's Macaulay.
Right now. Say that you love me. Say that you need me. Say that you're happy. Come on, 2000. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I still remember when you used to be 9 years old. I was moved for you from the bottom of my soul. But now that you grown up, nothing more. Hey, you wanna leave me? Said you wanna let me go. I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now. Hey, you look good to me, baby. But then I've been to myself. Hey, if you ever leave me, I don't want no one now. Hey, I said I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now. Hey, come on. Hey, you know you make me wanna shout, 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 shout. What was the shout? Shout, 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 shout. Take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. Hey, 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 on the street. Hey, hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our wonderful band tonight. On bass from Chicago, now living with us in London, Mr. Douglas Watson. Yeah. On guitar, on 6-string guitar, give it up for our boy, Mr. Mike Ross. On drums tonight, give it up for the funky drummer in the back. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Darryl McWater. We got 7 minutes. Till you know what. Hey. Put your hands together like this. Come on.
And the Macaulays in Windsor, they're from London, Ontario, 4 brothers, and quite the performers too.
They've been together a decade, and as you see that kind of stuff they do, they also do some great a cappella stuff, and I love it when they do a cappella work. They're very good.
Well, the party building here, as many of the staff, employees, families have come down to join. 7 minutes away from midnight, 7 minutes away from the year 2000. And looking across the river from Ottawa to Hull, where the celebrations will take place there tonight as well. A number of joint celebrations between the twin cities of Ottawa and Hull. Off there in the distance, the Casino of Hull, a multimedia production going on there at the National Arts Centre. There's been a bit of one of these sort of fireworks contests between Hull and Ottawa. The Casino and Hull saying their fireworks are going to be much bigger than the fireworks that happen on Parliament Hill. They're about like a half a mile apart, these two. So it'll be interesting to watch how those things play out. 60,000 people expected on the Hull side of the river, and at least that many again on the Ottawa side. Times Square, New York, 6 minutes, 20 seconds away from the new millennium's arrival. Hundreds of thousands in that area, and that's the Waterford Crystal Bowl that will begin its descent in the final seconds before midnight.
Is that what 1.5 million people look like? That's what I heard was estimated for people to show up in Times Square.
You know, there's been a lot of concern these last few weeks, a lot of concern about security, about the possibility of something nasty happening in New York or elsewhere. But no signs of anything like that right now, anywhere around the world. Back in Toronto, under 6 minutes now. Hundreds of thousands along the waterfront in Toronto. It's a cold night, but they're going to have a fantastic fireworks display, we're told. Out there on the Lake Ontario, they got a number of old lake freighters lined up with fireworks to fire off. Give everybody quite the view along the harbor. Quickly, let's go up to Bala once again. Well, there she is, the queen of the night, Adrienne Arsenault. That's a nice little hat you got, Adrienne.
Hi. How do you like my hair? I know you guys still have a few minutes left, but we've decided we're not waiting. We're just going to go right now. You know, we've been talking about Blue Rodeo and this whole event just being a big Canadian thing, but the people who've been making the loudest noise in this bar are some people from Chicago, of all places. I just want to ask you, why did you come all the way here?
We love these guys. We've seen them like 30 plus times.
What is it about them? What? It's okay, just enjoy it. It's okay. You can see the problem we're having here.
Okay, Adrienne. Thanks very much. We're watching Blue Rodeo in Bala, and the crowd there that's come, some of them driven from far away to see them. So Adrienne Arsenault reporting to us tonight from Bala. Let's go back, look at some more of those pictures from downtown Toronto. Are we going to get a chance to watch Blue Rodeo here or no? Yes? No? They're going to let us in on this a bit? Well, we got to switch to Ottawa. We're still negotiating those rights to catch that Blue Rodeo act. From Ottawa, we know Canadians love to see Ottawa, especially when it's in the dark. Well, it's about to be in the light as part of the special moments leading up to the new millennium. Here come the lights on, the Peace Tower clock. Heard Wayne Rostad telling us earlier there's going to be a special scaling of the Peace Tower. So over these final few minutes, before midnight, we're going to be keeping our eyes in Ottawa, Toronto, Sault Ste. Marie, Windsor, Bala.
There's a competition between Ottawa and Hull. I would bet that everyone stays in Ottawa first and then they all go to Hull afterwards. Isn't that how it goes?
They've been doing that for many, many years. Things tend to stay open a little longer.
Yeah, Hull will get them in the end.
Now, we're not hearing too much from Ottawa. We're moving in on the Peace Tower, and we're going to...
Oh, can somebody do a test line, please?
Is Wayne on the line? Can we hear Wayne?
Nothing.
Are you there, Wayne?
We can't see the climbers that are supposedly climbing up the tower there.
Maybe Wayne's climbing up the Peace Tower. Now, I'm not sure until they throw a little more light on that Peace Tower that we're going to see too much. Let's Hull up on the top, Ottawa on the bottom. Let's take a full screen of Toronto for a moment and have another look in there. At least they got the lights on. There they are. Like so many of the other big cities around the world, no Y2K concerns have been evident. And these moments just before the midnight arrival of the year 2000 has been sparked by anticipation and excitement surrounding not only the event, but the fireworks display they're about to see. And we've seen some spectacular ones starting in New Zealand and Australia, and then all through Europe.
These ones are supposed to start from the top of the CN Tower. We here at the atrium at CBC have a glass ceiling, if you didn't know it. If we look up, maybe we can see the beginning of the fireworks
you're
ourselves.
right. We just might be able to do that.
It's going to be 4 minutes after midnight now. They're running behind.
I'm sure this Ottawa event is wonderful, but they're going to have to throw a little more light on the Peace Tower if we're going to be able to see these chaps who are climbing up the...
I'm sure the guys scaling it would appreciate a little more light, too.
All Quebec, that's a shot into the casino. Unfortunately, we're not getting the audio from Hull on this one. Okay, they've got the lights on in Ottawa now. And there they are, you can see them. They're just reaching the observatory area just beneath the Peace Tower with 1 minute to go before midnight strikes. Now that is a long climb. I don't think that's ever been done before, especially not on network television.
Another millennial tradition in Ottawa. Unbelievable.
All right, get your party hats on. 30 seconds left in central Canada. The 1900s about to be relegated to the history books.
It's finally right here in this spot. We've watched it everywhere else in the world.
In almost 20 seconds from now, you can say, hey, Happy New Year and welcome to 2000. The final count.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And the fireworks over Toronto. Over Ottawa and over Hull. Spectacular shots from the nation's capital. Quiet leading up to the moment, but they're celebrating now.
I'll say, you could actually almost hear the fireworks right in here in the atrium from coming just a few short blocks away.
And these shots from inside the atrium area here in the broadcast center in Toronto are families and relatives and friends of the employees who are working tonight. Back to the Air Canada Centre, the tragically hip.
always changes. And it sounds narrow, incredible. Now it makes them headphones edible. Awake, affiliated, and indelible.
What a great song to play at midnight on the Millennium. What's to Become of Us from Phantom Power.
The Tragically Hip live from the Air Canada Centre in Toronto with What's to Become of Us. And a glimpse into the Air Canada Centre tonight, the first of their two-night performance down there, the Hip. Let's go up to Sault Ste. Marie, where this is what it looked like just moments ago as this Ontario city welcomed the new year. Pretty hardy lot. He's out there in shirt sleeves outside watching fireworks.
You gotta hope that they just walked outside for that moment.
Hey, Raj Ahluwalia is up there in Sault Ste. Marie. We missed him earlier when he was inside. We couldn't quite hear him. Let's try him now. Raj, what was it like?
Well, it was a wild celebration, Peter, because for the first time ever, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario pooled their resources for the fireworks, and all the people here came out to see them because it was the first time they'd seen something this big. Now, the two cities are only a few minutes apart, separated by a narrow river, the St. Mary's River, and a bridge, and cross-border celebration is quite common. In fact, many of the revelers here are from Sault, Michigan. They've come here to usher in the new millennium in Canada.
All right, Raj, that's great. And they're celebrating and probably will be for a while yet, as the year 2000 has arrived in the two Sault Ste. Maries, one in Ontario and one in Michigan. Let's go to Windsor, Ontario now and see what it looked like there at midnight. Windsor right across the river from Detroit and making a go of it tonight with the big sign switching over to 2000 at midnight. We saw a little earlier that great concert going on there by the Macaulays from London, Ontario in Windsor tonight for the celebrations. Jennifer Gates is down there. Jennifer, tell us what it was like.
Well, Peter, Lori, we're lost in the excitement of 2000. Everybody here is having a fantastic time. The stroke of midnight, of course, blasted off with fireworks galore here. An amazing show for us all. And lots of music behind us. And of course, we want to tell the rest of Canada, Happy New Year!
Well, the message has been heard loud and clear from Windsor, Canada's most southerly city. You know that Windsor's, if you draw the line on the map, they're the same as Northern California.
So a lot of Americans got some free fireworks out of that, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They sure did. I imagine Detroit did okay, too.
Yeah.
This was New York moments ago. That great Waterford crystal ball dropping down to signal 2000. This celebration in the U.S.'s largest city.
Very nice to see that that one is going smoothly.
Everything's gone smoothly so far. It's amazing. So many concerns that have been witnessed on a number of fronts, whether it was the Y2K front, whether it was the security front, whether it was the real concerns about terrorism. Things so far, and keep our fingers crossed, have been just fine across the world and entering the different time zones of both Canada and the United States.
They certainly have power.
Amazing what happens when you kick up the wind in Times Square. Quite the roar there. Well, they'll be cleaning up on this one after a while.
Does Dick Clark do that too?
Dick Clark does that right after he gets down from lowering that ball single-handedly. He goes out and picks all these other pieces of paper. That keeps him busy until next year. All right, great performance and a great moment of celebration in the Big Apple. And
but we're not done.
We're not done. Hey, listen, this is just central Canada. Western Canada is ready and waiting, anxious. Manitoba will be next up, and then Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia. We've got many more performances live from across the country as we get ready to welcome the year 2000 in other parts of the country. Meanwhile, hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
And to
Happy
you
New
too.
Year.
Stay with us. We're coming back with lots more here on 2000 Today.
I see Canada take a leading role in the empowerment of Indigenous peoples throughout the world. I also expect to see Canada in the forefront in the struggle to eradicate mass poverty. Mass poverty that's become a plague on our people.
General Motors of Canada and all its divisions welcome Quebec and Ontario into a new millennium and wish all of you a happy and prosperous new year.
Garbage, garbage, garbage.
It's gonna kill them.
Pontiac, Montana. Built for drivers and their families. Lease a Pontiac, Montana from $258 a month to get 1.9% purchase financing.
Is it the adventure, the excitement of train travel that makes many of us become children again? Is it that within us lives a purpose to one day soon rediscover this great country? Are you ready?
Contestants are the same as hookers.
A shocking undercover investigation that rocked the modeling world.
Anything you want, drugs, you name it, they've got it.
Fashion Victims, Tuesday on the magazine. An all-new movie.
Your brother is getting desperate.
You're under investigation for a murder.
Upholding the law.
We're either working together or we're not.
Protecting a family.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Trial by Fire, January 16th on CBC.
I'm poppies to represent our Canadian soldiers that died in Remembrance Day. That's why we remember them in Remembrance Day on November 11th, and the 11th day in the 11th month, that's all. Now, this is my little sister named Farhia, and she's gonna tell you what she's gonna put in her time capsule. Tell them. Tell them. Tell them. Tell them what you're gonna put in your time capsule. They said Barbies. Barbie is for little kids to play with something.
Back live in the atrium of the Broadcast Center in Toronto. You know, we've been watching this all day. We've seen country after country, province after province, kick over into the new year, into the new millennium. And yet, in some ways, you still got to pinch yourself, you know? You're never going to be writing 1990-something on a check anymore, on a letter.
Mm-hmm.
That's our past.
I know.
We're now in the 21st century.
I know. I found myself over the last few days, little moments, thinking, everyone is trying to mark this in such a special occasion. It's impossible to do it with the kind of, to find the perfect thing. So what are people doing? They're putting on funny hats, they're dancing on stages, they're blowing horns and everything. But it really is, it hits you every once in a while that it really is a whole new thing. Of course, that's if you think it's this year. You know, a lot of people think it's actually happening next year, and this is the wrong time to do this.
We're going to have to start getting used to our children or our grandchildren saying, you know, hey, what was it like back there in the 20th century? Let's hope that doesn't happen too soon.
Oh, I don't want to get to that. Oh, we had it hard back in the last millennium.
We did. Boy, it was a long trek to work. This is still going on in Toronto. We're going to replay some of these incredible fireworks displays that took place along the harbor in Toronto, the waterfront. They put 3 Great Lakes freighters just offshore, loaded them up with fireworks, and as Laurie said earlier, started off from the top of the CN Tower. And it's been going on for the last 15 minutes.
Toronto is spoiled when it comes to fireworks because we do have the Benson and Hedges Symphony of Fire, the big international fireworks competition every summer. So we get used to seeing some pretty wonderful displays, but this one is even bigger.
It's tough, though. It's tough to outdo some of those things we saw, especially in Europe, hours ago now, 5, 6 hours ago in London and in Paris and Berlin and Amsterdam. They're doing quite the job here in Toronto, but it was nothing like seeing the Eiffel Tower lit up the way they did it in Paris tonight. It was incredible. It's pretty good, though.
A little bit of chill off the lake. It'd be lovely sitting down there on the boulder.
A little bit of chill. I've been amazed at all the pictures, especially the ones we've been witnessing since Newfoundland right through. The numbers of people who are in the streets tonight. I mean, hey, it's January 1st. It's Canada. It's cold out there. But some of them clearly are fortified for the evening and enjoying themselves and watching history unfold before them. This was up in Bala, Blue Rodeo. Oh, this is live. This is live, Blue Rodeo in Bala, Ontario. Let's listen in.
What keeps you going keeps you all alone. Our dreams so real, thought the smoke might never clear, and you hide it all behind endless cigarettes and tears. Somebody waits for the time I know it never comes. Get yourself so high that you come down feeling blue. One day you wake up and realize you've had enough. It's 1,000 shining moments waiting just to happen to you. To you, to you. on again. Somebody waits for the time I know it never comes. You get yourself so high, then you come down feeling blue. One day you wake up and realize you've had enough. It's 1,000 shining moments waiting just to happen to you. All to you. All to you. Somebody waits for the time I know it never comes. You get yourself so high, then you come down feeling blue. One day you wake up and realize you've had enough. 1,000 shining moments. I hope someday they happen to you. All to you. All to you.
Blue Rodeo in Bala, Ontario, in their first performance of the year 2000. And we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're starting to get ready for Manitoba and Saskatchewan as they're going to welcome the year 2000 in 39 minutes from now. We'll be right back on 2000 Today.
Pier 21, I think that's where all of us came into Canada at that time. Almost without any ado, we went through the immigration process and were put on a train to go to Lethbridge, Alberta. I know myself now that I have a very different perspective as a teacher. When new Canadians came to my classroom, I always felt that I need to make them feel warm and part of this country of ours and part of our culture and heritage, because I remember what I went through, and I remember how hard it was.
Today, a CBC Millennium Celebration is brought to you in part by Clarica, because in life, as in finances, there's a lot to be said for clarity.
There's a lot to be said for clarity in life and in finances. Clarica, investment and insurance solutions.
Closed captioning of 2000 Today is brought to you by Via Rail Canada. People moving people. Coming in January on CBC, Chrysler Stars on Ice. Trial by fire.
We're under investigation for a murder.
Well, I didn't do it.
Then start telling the truth.
Lover.
This definitely has applications in the field of sports.
Shania Twain, come on over. And the Genie Awards. January on CBC.
It's not what the world holds for you, it's what you bring to it.
CBC welcomes in the new year with the return of a timeless classic.
You're going to be famous, and I'll be so proud.
I'll miss my girl. Promise me you won't stay away forever.
Join us for the heartwarming story of Anne of Green Gables, the sequel.
I will never forget you.
Bye, Anne.
A two-part special begins Sunday night at 8 on CBC.